Yeah. Before we get started, I want to check in with you. Last week I gave you a homework assignment, um, and we wanted you to do something that was pleasurable for you.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can do on your own.
Mhm.
And I know last week we were talking about you have some moments where you're reliving some painful event in the past. We had talked about when your dad left when you were young, and sometimes you kind of ruminate on that. So to help with those painful events we're remembering, we wanted to start practicing doing pleasurable activities. So, did you have a chance to do one, and what did you pick?
Yeah, so
Hmm.
um, last week um, I decided to kind of surprise Ray
Okay.
and cook him dinner. So I cooked him our favorite dinner.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I was really excited because you know, like he's just been kind of like working late and stuff.
Hmm.
So I feel like that I wanted to kind of do something nice like that because like I really love cooking and it just like brought us, I wanted to bring us together. So I went shopping. I went to Trader Joe's.
Okay. I
Um,
know you're a big Trader Joe
yeah.
fan. You in our last session you said when you used to cook you'd always
Yeah.
love to go to Trader Joe's.
So
So how did that go?
it was good. So I went to Trader Joe's and um, I got a steak because that's like his favorite.
Okay, so you picked out the steaks.
Yeah, and
Good.
then garlic mashed potatoes.
Good. Ooh,
Um,
sounds great.
and then I made him apple cobbler for dessert
Oh my
too.
goodness.
Yeah. So,
How was that whole process of going to the store and shopping? How did
um,
you feel when you were doing that prep part?
it was like there was like times where I was like a little overwhelmed.
Uh huh.
But
What felt overwhelming about it?
um, no, there's just like a lot of people at the store and like coming
Okay.
up to me and just like asking me,
Okay.
if I needed help and stuff. And
Sure.
like, I don't know, sometimes that just like makes me a little anxious.
Yeah, like people coming around and
Um,
okay.
but yeah, it was good. It was a good meal. Ray
Okay.
seemed to have enjoyed it and stuff.
Okay.
So,
How did you feel while you were cooking?
I was good. I haven't like cooked in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love it. Um, I burnt the steak a little, but I think it was really good. Yeah, it was just like nice to have Ray at home, with me.
Sure.
So,
Okay. So you burnt the steak a little bit, but that's okay, right? Because what you love, you shared last time, is cooking, the act of cooking,
yeah.
chopping everything, the getting the vegetables ready.
Mhm.
What kind of emotions were you feeling when you were cooking? Did you feel happy? What kind of stuff was going through your mind?
Um, I think I felt like happy when I saw Ray like
Okay.
walk in the door and
Okay.
stuff, and he was like really surprised, like
Sure.
and he just like gave me like the biggest hug, and it made me feel really good.
Okay.
So
Good.
yeah, it was just good to like see him and spend time with him.
Okay.
I think I needed that, and he needed that. So
Okay. And do you feel like cooking again, maybe next week, is something that you would want to do again?
I would probably be open to it, maybe like every other week, or every like once a week.
Okay, good.
Um,
Well, good for you. I'm glad that you had an opportunity to do something that's enjoyable for you. Um, I know cooking is something that you really enjoyed doing in the past. You had mentioned that quite a bit last
mhm.
time, and I'm glad you had a chance to do that again. So, and it sounds like it was a delicious meal. So
Yeah.
good for you. Good. And so, how did the rest of your week go? So you said you had cooked, and then
Yeah,
what
so I
else happened?
cooked Ray. That was Monday.
Okay.
Just to like start the week off
Yeah.
right and stuff. And
Sure.
like I really missed him because like he went out over the weekend with some friends.
Okay.
I didn't really get to see him because he like came home late. Um, and then like Tuesday, I don't know, he had like a work happy hour or something.
Okay.
And like I get done before him, and like he went to this happy hour, and like I don't know, it was just like weird, I guess. Like he forgot to like tell me about it, or like I don't think he wanted to tell me about it.
Okay.
So I don't know, like he like came home, and like I don't know, I guess I was just like frustrated about it because I didn't know, like I didn't know about it.
So you didn't know that he had a
I just
happy hour?
feel like why didn't he tell me?
Okay.
You know?
So he had a happy hour after work?
Yeah. Like on Thursday, he like told me he had to like stay late and stuff. I don't know, like it's like a busy time, and like he like wasn't taking my calls. Like I called him and then I called his work, and like nobody answered, and like I don't know. I just like sometimes I just I just feel like he doesn't want to be with me. Like there's these moments.
Sure. Okay, so let's kind of process a little bit some of this. So it sounds like it was a busy week. Ray had a lot going on at work.
Yeah.
So you said one night there was a happy hour he had to do, and he had forgotten to tell you about that.
And it's I don't think he like had to do it. Like
Okay.
yeah.
What makes you think he didn't have to do it?
Like I don't know. Why didn't he want to come home and see me? Like I just like I don't understand.
Okay. You were saying before in one of our previous sessions, right now is kind of a busy time for Ray because he's an accountant
Yeah.
and it's tax season.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that might have something to do with it, possibly, working with clients. It might have been one of those things where he had to go,
Yeah.
and work with a client. Wonder if that was something like it. That might
I mean,
explain
that's
it.
what he said, and like.
Oh,
That's,
okay. You guys, okay, so you talked about it a little bit?
yeah, like when he came home and stuff, like I don't know. He like I don't know. I guess I kind of like blew up on him, like.
Okay.
Um.
You were upset because he wasn't home?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like he told me like, that he like loves me, and he's like this is hard on me, but it's a busy time. But like I don't get it. Like he went to this happy hour because he said it was somebody's birthday, but like why didn't you invite me? Like I feel like
Sure.
he said it was right after work they went.
Yeah.
But like
and it sounds like he went to a happy hour for a birthday party, and it sounds like it's something fun. You would want to go there and be with him.
like I don't know, like it was just like one of those fights where it was like I told him that because I really was thinking this at the time, like okay, maybe I should just pack my things and go like back, to like San Francisco. I've always wanted to live in San Francisco.
So you told Ray this
Yeah.
after he went to the happy hour?
Yeah.
And this happy hour, so this is different from the
Yeah.
other meeting with the clients.
Twice in 1 week.
Okay.
He went out.
But we also know that Ray has a really busy season right now with it being tax season. This happy hour, was it a work event only? Was it just employees?
He said it was like just employees, but like
Okay.
I don't know. Like
Okay. Sure. And it sounds like you're missing Ray just because he's been busy lately,
yeah,
right?
I like miss him a lot, and like sometimes I just when I'm home alone, I like just feel like I just like need him.
Mhm. Okay.
I just like I've told you before, like I don't like to be home alone.
Yes, we have. We've talked about that. I think it's important to remember, we talked about this, it's Ray's busy season at work, so it's not you. We know that Ray needs to put in those hours at work. I'm really happy to hear you said you had talked to Ray, because we've been working on that. We want to be talking to Ray and communicating how we're feeling to him. And so you had mentioned, you said you talked to him, and it sounds like things went okay a little bit after you guys talked about it.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. And so how are you feeling today, like after that week of just Ray had a lot of stuff
It's
going
just
on?
been like hard to concentrate.
Okay.
Like at work.
Okay, so it's been hard to concentrate at work.
Yeah. Like I just keep replaying it in my head.
Okay.
Like from our fight. Like is it like I burnt the steak, and like that was like at the beginning of the week.
Mhm.
Like we had a really good night, and like I loved cooking for him and like just showing him how much I love him, because I think that he can see that,
And how
when
did
he
Ray
wants to be
respond?
with me, and like he told me that like he like appreciates it so
Okay,
much.
so
And
good. So he appreciates it when you cook for him.
but sometimes like I just like get these thoughts, like I just like feel like our relationships just like changed from like the past, and like I don't know, like if he pictures me with himself with me in the future.
Okay.
Like I don't know, I'm just like maybe I should just leave before he leaves me.
Okay. So we need to, I want to back up a little bit before we get to this next part. You said it's been hard to focus at work this week.
Yeah.
Um, Today's lesson, it's going to be tying into a little bit with that. We're going to be doing some self-soothing exercises. It's part of our DBT material. We had talked about it in some of our earlier sessions.
I remember that.
And this is going to be that next step is the self-soothing. And this is really important for us. We want to bring peace and calmness to our life. And so, would you be interested in trying one of these exercises today?
Yeah, I'd be open.
Okay, good. So I have just some instructions here for us, and we can kind of follow along with them. This might be helpful for us during the process. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay, good. So, like I said, so this is a self-soothing exercise. It's part of the DBT that we've been practicing, and so the whole goal is we want to engage in an activity that is going to make us feel good about ourselves, and healthy after doing it. It should be able to bring us peace. So if we're doing this, maybe we're able to focus a little bit better when we're at work. You can do this at work or at home, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to be doing, it's some grounding work, and we're going to be using our six senses to be doing it. And I'm going to walk through with you about these six senses and how we can incorporate it, okay? Okay, good. So the first one is before we get started with the six senses, we want to say some affirming words to ourselves. We want to remind ourselves that we are special and that we are deserving. So, are there any phrases that come to mind to you, that shows that you are important, you are special, and you're deserving?
I don't know, I can't really think of anything right now.
Okay. So sometimes for this exercise, I know clients like to say things like, I am valuable, I am capable, and I deserve this.
I like the valuable one.
Okay, you like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So before you begin the self-soothing exercises, maybe begin with, I am valuable.
I am valuable.
And then what if we finish it with, and I deserve this? So I am valuable and I deserve this.
I am valuable and I deserve this.
Good, good. You're doing really great. So the next part is we want to use our sight, our sense of sight. So you can soothe yourself by maybe looking at a photo of a loved one. Maybe there's a beautiful piece of art hanging in your home, maybe in your office. I know you work in an office, and you had told me before there's a lot of beautiful plants and there's some photos.
Yeah, I really like the plants.
So any of those things are just very soothing for us, right? We can just look at it and focus in on it and just really admire the beauty and just focus in on it. Can you think of anything maybe in your office that you could look at?
There's this really pretty cactus that has like these purple like flowers on it that I really like.
Okay. So then maybe when you're at work and it's hard to focus, after you say those words that we had just said, you are valuable and you deserve this, then maybe focus on that sense of sight. So maybe just really zone in on that small cactus and just really admire the beauty of those small, delicate flowers. Just really just focus on the cactus.
Okay.
Does that sound like something you can do?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Um, the next sense we would want to focus on is the sense of smell. Um, so maybe there is some candles at your desk. Maybe you have a fresh cup of coffee. Can you think of some things that smell good in your home or at office?
Really always like, because I really like cooking, like I really like cinnamon or like vanilla, like
Sure.
always makes me feel like, I guess just like happy, like it
Right.
reminds me of like my mom and stuff.
Okay, and that's a really good scent, cinnamon. I like that one, and especially I like that you brought up again how much you enjoy cooking.
Yeah.
So even when you're preparing a dish, you can really just take in the aroma and really
Yeah.
just smell
Sometimes I do
the
that.
spices.
Yeah,
Good.
like I'll like smell that I have like these cinnamon sticks that I cook with.
Okay. And another good one too is so if you're at the office and maybe you don't have that opportunity to be at home cooking, maybe using some essential oils. There might be a cinnamon infused one or maybe some other ones that you might take to, maybe a lavender or something. And you could just apply that to the skin and just really smell that and let it take hold. Okay?
I like that.
Good. Okay. The next one would be soothing by using taste. So we had talked a little bit about cooking, but we can use that again as an example. So maybe if you did cook a dish, you can really just take in those flavors once they enter your mouth and hit your taste buds. Maybe having a piece of like cinnamon coffee cake, just really being at one with that, really savoring and zeroing in on the flavors and the taste. Um, Another taste might be maybe you have a favorite chocolate or caramel. Um, what do you think you could do when you're at the office to indulge in on something that tastes good?
I don't know. I guess I could add, I have like a little drawer of like snacks sometimes that I have, and like,
Okay.
um, I could put like some chocolate or something. Like,
Okay.
there's this really good chocolate at Trader Joe's.
Sure. Okay, so maybe indulging in one of those chocolates and really just letting it hit those taste buds and just again focusing on those flavors and just allowing yourself to taste it. That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So our next one would be soothing by hearing. Um, I know a lot of people enjoy listening to jazz music or even hip hop, something that's soothing to you. Um, and maybe you're not interested in music. Maybe there's other sounds, there's relaxing. We talked about apps before that play waterfall music.
Yeah, sometimes I like that.
Okay, is there something you can think of that would sound soothing to you to listen to
Um,
at the office?
I really like the rain.
Okay, the rain.
Yeah, like sometimes like falling asleep, that's like calming to me and stuff.
Okay.
So, maybe I could get one of those apps that you like told me about, and um, at work, I can play it and stuff
Okay,
at
sure.
the desk.
And okay, so you could get the app and you're able to play music when you're at your desk. So maybe just having that on softly in the background and being able to listen to it and just relax and let yourself be soothed by the music. That would be a good one.
Yeah, I like
Okay,
that.
great. And so our last one is soothing by touch. This one, I know clients really enjoy this one. Um, Maybe using a soft lotion. Maybe if you have a small blanket at home. I know we were talking about you were at the office and you were having problems focusing on work. Is there something soft that you could take hold of when you're at the office?
Um, well, Ray's mom got me this really nice lotion
Okay.
set for Christmas.
Okay.
So, and I have that at home right now, but I can probably bring it to work.
Okay, so you could bring that to work and maybe put that on your hands.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I think it's really important for you to remember when you're doing these self soothing exercises, you don't need to do all of them either. Maybe it's just two or three that really stick to you, right? Maybe it's just enjoying, indulging on that piece of chocolate like we talked about, and maybe just letting it hit your taste buds, and maybe using the sense of touch like the lotions we had talked about. Good. Um, for these, you can also make a card. And so you could take like a small index card and you can fill out which ones are your go-tos when you're at the office. And so, yeah, you can kind of think about it. If you're in that moment and it's hard for you to focus, you can just grab that card and you can be like, okay, I'm going to grab a piece of chocolate and just take a few moments and just enjoy that. And then remember, maybe you can grab the lotions or grab the candle and smell that candle. And you can do the same thing when you're at home. You can be using that card and just going to it and using it, and it will kind of just bring you back, let you be soothed by these nice things.
I like that.
Good. And again, the whole idea is we want to be able to just bring peace into our life. And when we're having those moments where we're feeling overwhelmed and stressed, we're able to remember that we deserve to have these nice things and these enjoyable moments and these soothing times where we can just take in these pleasures. Okay? Good. All right, so we're going to jump into our next session here. And then we're going to talk about our next lesson in our homework assignment for next week, okay?